Hey, it's Eric. Welcome to the Vertical Spread Options Trading YouTube channel. Today is Friday, September 28th, 2018. Going to take a quick look at the markets, but I also want to talk to you about some quant backtesting I'm doing with the RSI. I know we've talked about that a lot in the last few videos. And by the way, sorry I haven't posted in a couple weeks. I got sick and just, you don't want to hear me when I'm sick making videos. But anyway, I'm back and I have been posting in Facebook, and we're going to take a look at a trade using this technique. If you want to call that, I'm working on. I've really liked the RSI 4 setting. I know I've done some studies there. We've done a lot of things on the quant site as well. And if you're interested in learning more about the quant options backtesting site, I'll put something in the description for you. But I want to take a look at the market just in general, and then we'll talk a little bit about how I'm starting to use Bollinger Bands in conjunction with the RSI for really extreme levels for selling credit spreads. So it's still vertical spreads. We're totally looking at both put and call spreads, but we're going to be selling spreads because we're going to take advantage of these short-term spikes in volatility to put the trades even at a higher probability than they already are. So again, the regular market here, we're in a nice little uptrend. We got the 52-week high. We've pulled back a little bit here, and I know there's a lot going on with tariffs keep coming up, as well as the Supreme Court hearings and all these things. And I know it's hard to do. You can't ignore it, but you really need to figure out how to remove that from your trading decisions, because a lot of the times, whenever there's volatility, and that's what you want to call it, that's the time to sell options. And since we're still in a very bullish market, you really want to be looking to continue to sell options to the long side, and that's going to be put credit spreads. And there's some iron condor opportunities here from here and there, but I want to take a look at the general market. We're in a nice little uptrend. We're very super neutral right now, and we have been for the last week or two. I was actually going to post last weekend. It was just like, even though we had this little dip, it's just like, I'm not going to do anything off of that. So from a Bollinger Bands perspective, I've been using, the default is a look back period of 20. I'm using 10, but I'm still using the 2 standard deviations. So this is for all intents and purposes, the middle line here is the 10-day moving average, and we're starting to trade back above it. So we're, it's kind of, going up and down, if you will, like a typical uptrend, and that's normal. But the RSI is just telling us we're in kind of this sort of neutral mode. So I'm not really taking any new trades today. I'm actually going to cut out after posting this video. What I will do is, let's talk about the rut. I did take a trade yesterday because it's a little bit different, isn't it? If we take a look at the rut has sold off a little bit more, and this is the daily chart, mind you, and we're trading near the lower band, and we definitely got oversold on the RSI. Now, I would have liked to get a spike through there, and we actually closed below the band here the other day, but I wanted to wait. We had the Fed announcement this week, and I kind of wanted to wait and see how that went. And we had this kind of reversal looking bar here, and we're oversold, and we're near the lower band. So yesterday I initiated some November put credit spreads, and it's a starter position, and I was able to sell it. I think it was the Delta 25. It was the 1635 put. That's the sold strike, and I think I went 1 or 2 strikes wide, but this is the sold strike, 1635, and it's about 45 days out. And the general plan is, if we rally to new highs, I don't have to do anything. But if we do sell off, I'm going to either add to this or roll it down and add to it, because there's a lot of congestion over here, and we'll call it the 1680 area. And I do think you're going to find support here. So we'll see what happens when the November elections come up. There might be, some market shifts there, but until then, we're just kind of playing this. Volatility is still pretty low. We're looking at the VIX is actually turning down on the day, but it's still sitting at 12. I mean, this is pretty low. And so when it's low, you get the little volatility spikes, and we're going to take advantage of that. So that's my general take on the market. Is it's neutral, and buy the dip. When it goes lower, I'm selling put credit spreads. I prefer the RSI to be oversold, and you've seen some of my previous videos on that. But I'm also looking at the Bollinger Bands. On the Bollinger Bands, I'm starting to look at more on the hourly chart, And if I switch to the hourly chart and I'm looking at more weekly options using the exact same setup. So I'm using the Bollinger Bands with a period of 10, regular instead of 20, 2 standard deviation, and an RSI set to 4. And I've been doing short-term, and by short-term, I mean 0 day, like day of expiration, because it's an hourly chart. When you get this spike lower and you're outside the band and your RSI is, and I'm using, oversold of 30, this is a great time to look at selling an out of the money put credit spread that expires. And I've been doing the same day. Now, sometimes if it's Tuesday, you might have to, kind of wait and see. But I'm getting some really good trading opportunities here. And I'm going to switch over to Facebook before I wrap this up. And I want to show you, because I've been posting some of these online. And this is, I'm getting some data together to do more of extensive research on this, especially the hourly chart about, if this closes below and this is below, how many, where is it a few days later? So I have some studies coming on that. But I want to show you. So I'm going to switch over to Facebook real quick. And here's a post I did on the 24th, which was 4 days ago. And I sold the 2910, 2905 put credit spread. I sold it for 60 cents. This was the same day that it expired. So it was a 0 day, 0 DTE XPX credit spread. So I was using the hourly chart, the Bollinger Bands with 10. And let me just kind of zoom in on here. And so this was, I don't know if that was the same example we just looked at, but basically the market had moved lower, and this might have been the actual opening candle, oversold. I sold a put credit spread. And later in the day, if you look in the comments section, I was able to, where is it? I was able to buy that back. I think it was for 10 cents. I didn't, here you go. I just closed it for 10 cents. And so those are the type of things I'm looking at. And when you have if you have an ultimately bullish market and you're waiting for opportunities on the monthly options, and I do that, but sometimes you're sitting around and you don't have anything to do, and you just, to control that impulse trade, I'm just, dialing down into the hourly chart and looking at the same type setups. Now you have to pay attention. You can't just let this go and hope it works. This is more, I don't want to say day trading, but it's a little more in the scalping day trade-ish mode. So on Tuesday, when you got to wait a day and there's no weekly options expiring, at least on SPX, then maybe you don't do this trade. I've also done bear call spreads, and this works just as well. You can see just in this setup, I don't know if I posted this one, but we're at that upper band and overbought, and you can sell an out of the money put credit spread. And even if you get one candle down, and let me tell you something, when you're selling 0 days to expiration credit spreads and you get one bar that in your favor, you can make a 50% gain on your max profit, like literally in 30 minutes. So that's the stuff I'm looking for, and going to be adding to the research site, and I'll be posting stuff on the YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe. And again, if you want to check out the quant research site where I'm posting a new monthly option back test, check the description. And if you have any questions, let me know. You guys have a great day. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.